Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a beginning of the month for February Tarot Oracle reading. And Capricorn, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Capricorn, we still all have a little bit of Capricorn in us. If you have your birth chart, where does Capricorn show up for you? Which house is it in? That's where you'll find this energy. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind, this is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Just take what works for you, leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's perfect for you. Having said that, if I posted it some time ago, check out what was going on in your life back then, and it will give you further clarity as to your situation now. Right, we're going to start with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Chariot. So something's coming in fast for you. It's already on the way. And the Chariot represents someone who's on their divine path, on why the reason why they came down to earth here, basically. And this is like a bulldozer. Once you're on this, there's no reins, there's no need, because you're on the path that you were designed to follow when you came down to this planet, or came up to this planet, whichever may be the case. And this is the Chariot energy. Then we have, for the underlying energy, for the internal forces, we have the Page of Swords. So some sort of communication is coming in about this. The Page of Swords, like the swords would work for the king and queen in the court. Generally, they would start between the age of 7 to 14. And then when, if they were good enough at doing what they were doing, they were within the palace walls. By the time they were 21, if they were accomplished, they would then be given the opportunity, if they could afford a horse, to maybe become a knight. And, oh, here's my little cat, Stella. I was wondering if you were going to show up. You're late for work, Stella. All right, so we have the Page of Swords. This is, the element is the swords, and the sword represents your mental intelligence, your mind, your ability to discipline your mind. And so this is this card always reminds me of someone who's golfing. And golfing is a very mental sport. A lot of times people who do business will go out in the golf course, which makes sense for many reasons. One of them being it's much more pleasant than being indoors in a stuffy office on a beautiful course. But having said that, it's also because golf is a very mental sport. And if you spend a few hours with someone who's golfing with you, you'll be able to tell quite a lot about them. How do they handle a bad game, and how do they handle a good one? Are they able to come back from a disappointing hole, or are they able to, or do they keep spiraling downward? And so I feel that's a big part of the reason why a lot of people do enjoy golf, whether they know it or not. It's a very mental sport. So if you let your mind get in your way, you can lose a game very easily. And so this is representing that this person has innovative thinking. He's the only page that's not looking at his element, focused on it. He is looking away from it, actually, because he already knows what he's thinking about this. Now he wants to think outside the box and see if he can gather any more information here. All right. And so this, in the old days, of course, the communication would be on foot by hand. But these days, this could represent an email. It could be a text message, a social media post, something that you see in the news, that kind of energy. It could be a phone call, it could be an email. And we have so many ways that we communicate these days. So the internal forces are what you have control over. You can tell if it's an internal force, because you'll be asking, what will happen if I do this? What will happen if I do that? What if they do that? What if this happens? That kind of energy. So you can see that could keep you in a mental loop for hours if you let it. And then we have the energy, okay, the first card out for the internal forces. This represents how you identify with yourself at this time. And so this is talking about lots and lots of opportunities coming in. You're a black hole waiting to suck up opportunities. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, I think. Maybe not. There we go. Sneezing is a good way to clear energy. So it means something wants to be cleared. What is that about? So all these opportunities are coming in, and each of these cups are a gift. They have different gifts in each cup. So this is something that I don't know. There's some sort of wanting to clear energy around that for someone here. Sneezing is one of the best ways to clear energy. And right now we're in the full moon energy. So this is the best time to clear. So whatever way you clear it. But each of these cups has a different gift in them, and they are challenges disguised, or possibilities disguised as challenges. So your job is to figure out, okay, which of these do I want to take now and which do I want to leave? And a lot of people would be, oh, I don't want to leave any of them. It's not like they're going to go away. These are for you on your destined path. And each of them has a different flavor to them, basically. It's like going into an ice cream store. Which ice cream do you want that day? You can always come back the next day and get a different flavor. There we have the ice cream of life. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. There's something about this though that triggers someone in this collective. And part of that might just be, in the past you may have had a situation where you had a lot of opportunities and it didn't pan out and you're thinking, I don't want to be in that situation again. So being spoiled for choice is actually a really good problem to have. Maybe you didn't choose any of them at the time because you couldn't figure out which one to choose. Maybe it was too overwhelming and you were afraid if you chose the wrong one that then you wouldn't, it's like the opportunity would be gone forever. So I'm here to tell you, when you're on your destined path, there's many opportunities that are going to be coming your way, and they're not something that goes away for you. You're destined for them. So long as you make an effort to participate in your future, they'll show up at the right time for you. Your job is just to take which one you want to work on now, or a couple if that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that what you take on is kind of where you're at right now. Different stages for different people, basically. Then we also have the 9 of Cups. So we've got 7 cups here of opportunities coming up, and then the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is like talking about having something that you've always wished for since you were younger. And this is talking about, there's only 10 cups in the tarot, so you're like one away from having ultimate fulfillment, or ultimate in what you love. Now, cups quite often represent romantic love, but not in this case. Generally, if we have 9 cups of love from different people, I mean, if you have a harem, that would be okay. But then you better get on these opportunities because you're going to need lots of money. This is more like talking about, I love my partner, I love my children, I love my home, I love my country that I'm in. I love the career I've chosen. I love who I work with. I love my clients. It's that kind of energy. Like you just really, everything's just easy and it's flowing for you. And so this person, we can't tell. He seems to be on a public stage. So you could be someone that is in the public eye in one way or another. And this is also talking about above your head. Are these cups above your head, or are they on a shelf behind you on the stage here? And this is saying the body language here is incongruent. And what I mean by that is on the bottom part of his body, both his feet are turned out like a ballerina. And this shows that he's leaking energy. So his focus is not and this is your legs are the part about moving forward. So it's kind of like not 100% sure which direction to go for that 10th cup. It's that same energy as this here. And then the body language on the upper body is kind of closed, but normally if his arms were a little higher and he was covering his heart, I would say he's closed. But when you look, it's almost like there's an infinity symbol here. So it's kind of like it's almost like a genie kind of energy. So it's like, all you have to do is nod your head and all of these opportunities just pop into life. But this is talking about love for what you do, what you want to be, where you want to go, that kind of energy. And we have, okay, so some sort of transition is happening in your life. Don't panic. A lot of people get upset when they see this card, but it rarely means actual physical death. Sometimes it could be, this energy is actually about rebirth. So I feel like maybe you had some really good idea. This sometimes can represent just a real breath of fresh air, some new energy coming in, like feeling like you're totally a new thought that comes in. Aha, I have a good thought, but it's not fully formed because we can't see the point of it. And so this is talking about you can see all the opportunities that it would give you, and it's something that you've been working on, like that you get like, aha, this is how I can do it. And so this is, I feel like, bringing up something from the past that you were working on, and you just realized, hey, if I do it this way, I could do it better. It's that kind of energy. Or revisiting something, rebirth, basically. I feel like more than, it's a transition. And this energy, this card comes up a lot recently because we just moved from January into February. We're moving into February now, but we had the new year just like a month ago. And so we transitioned from one year to another. And that also was a 10-year period before 2025 represented a decade of energy. And we're moving into a new beginning, a new decade of energy. So this is talking about there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that's why I keep getting the eureka moment, that kind of energy. This person here is older, and they're saying, I don't want any more change, like, just could you stop? Like, don't come through here. And these young children are saying, hey, here's a flower, which represents blooming and growth. The king has been trampled. That's not literally saying let's trample the king. It's basically saying that systems and things that you never thought would be out of, like, that what you thought would always be there. Something you always thought, I will never give that up. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. And then one morning you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like doing that anymore. That kind of energy. So we'll see here. We have that full moon coming. It's on February 1st. This will be coming out. It's the 30th. So the full moon is in Leo, and it's really pushing people right now. Leo energy is basically leadership energy, and it's ruled by the sun. And right now, across from Leo, directly opposite Leo in the horoscope wheel, is the energy of Aquarius. And the sun's in Aquarius, and it's reflecting light on the moon. Anything hidden in your life that revolves around like wanting to express yourself and being a leader in the world kind of energy, and wanting to lead with your energy. So Leo is saying, I want to really shine. I want to be my creative self. I want to express myself as an individual. And Aquarius energy is saying, oh no, you need to look after your family, you need to look after your business, you need to look after your country, you need to look after the entire world, Capricorn. And Capricorn's, no, I want to express myself in my own unique way. In matters of love, this is also like, because we have like a lot of cups here, in matters of love, that's also, it's a very romantic energy, actually, the Leo energy coming in right now. And so this full moon is highlighting that kind of energy of really wanting to be yourself and also having all these responsibilities. Capricorn is the most responsible of all the pentacle elements. And that's like, having to really deal with earthly matters, that kind of energy. And we have some wands coming in. So the wands are representing wanting to take an action of some sort. And this person is standing on this shoreline. And this looks, I know it looks like it could be a desert, but it's actually water. And the ship's floating by here. But the sun is shining on it, so it looks really golden. So it's like it's similar to this card. There's all these opportunities, and this person is wondering, like, I wonder if I should hop on one of those ships. My ships are sailing in. I feel like hopping on one and moving on to a different to a different shore. And so he's contemplating this. This energy, it's almost like he's entered a portal of energy of saying, you know, I've done everything I want to do on this side. Now I want to go over to that side. And I want to, and this represents forward movement, that he's got his right hand on this third wand, and it's like he's entered, it's almost like he's leaving what he's already made here and moving through, and it's like almost like a gateway or a portal of some sort. Sort of, you know, you can see that in this card also. That you'll see that quite a bit in tarot, and that means that, you know, you need to go through the portal. Okay, so here we have it. I was going to hold this back because I like to wait and see what the cards have to say. But I feel like sometimes this represents a couple, someone who has split up. They were in a couple and now they're ready to move forward on their own kind of energy. And yes, then right away we have regret. So the regret is regarding love. And we have 3 cups spilt here and we have 2 standing. So this person is really focused on what you've lost. Like you've lost something in love. So now this takes on a new context, which would be why I was sneezing. It's kind of like someone felt that they had all sorts of opportunities out there to be with, you know, whoever, like lots of opportunities in love, like kind of player energy, and not knowing which one. So you may have been dating a bunch of people at once, kind of energy, and you thought maybe you found someone but you weren't sure. Your lower part of the body really is confused about it, and the upper part, it's like the interest is on one hand, it could be someone really beautiful that you're very sexually attracted to, and on the other hand, you can't have a conversation with them. And then the other one, you can have a great conversation with them, but you're not as sexually attracted to them. It's kind of that energy. So all of these opportunities, and perhaps you chose someone and you thought, okay, this is the perfect person for me after doing a lot of dating, and then it didn't work out. There's a transition happening. So that's the kind of energy I'm getting. I don't feel like it was necessarily disappointment from just one situation, but doing your best to date and find someone that you really wanted to be with, and just being like, I had all these opportunities and I still couldn't find what I'm wishing for, kind of energy. And so this is talking about maybe you did find someone and then found out that they were actually with someone else, or, you know, you might have been on a dating site and realized that, oh, they're actually not single or something like that. And you might have invested quite a bit of energy into this. And so we have this energy here is talking, this is like crying over spilt milk. This is spilt. There's nothing you can do about it. And that energy is talking about, here we have 2 glasses of wine being spilt and a glass of something else, like a cup of something else. And so this represents usually that there was some sort of infidelity in a relationship that was supposed to just have 2, that there was a third person involved. And so there's 2 cups standing here, and the best thing you can do at this point, you're not going to, you know, suck that out of the ground. And so this is talking about turning around, be grateful that you still have 2 cups standing, and you know, walk down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters, and go to your castle. Now your castle is half empty and half full as well. Like you can see, it's half standing and half in the dark. And this is representing, are you going to look at this situation as a glass half full or as a glass half empty? And now you also could have been dating someone and you thought you were the only one that they were dating, and they were actually playing the field, kind of energy. They didn't represent themselves as who they really were, is what I'm getting. So it just depends on your situation. And then we have the Hangman. Okay. So the Hangman hangs from the Tree of Knowledge, and he's hanging upside down so he can gain a new perspective on the situation. And then when the aura around his head gets really bright, it's kind of like the sun here, and you know which direction to go in. So it could be an energy of maybe you dated 7 people and 2 of them are the only ones that out of the 7 that are still options for you, kind of energy. And maybe the one that you really thought you were going to be with is not that, it's over now. And so you're realizing, okay, I need to move forward and move on. There is no pentacles here, so it's like it's not about your lifestyle. It's not, this is the only wand energy here, is this one of really wanting to broaden, to move forward. And so it could be also another scenario I'm getting is you had all these opportunities to do and be and date and whatever you loved, and there were so many of them, and you chose to just focus on 2 or on the wrong ones, and now you realize your mistake. It's that kind of energy. So this is gaining perspective. When you hang upside down from the Tree of Knowledge, once you figure out, okay, what's bothering me so much in this, then you can move on. So we have an energy here of, this is how you identify it with yourself, like that you had all these opportunities and didn't know which one to choose. And then this is how you view your self-worth. And it was like, I had all these opportunities, and I had, I didn't get what I wished for. That's the energy right now. Because if you're still wishing for it, it means that you didn't get it. If you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it. And so this is kind of like, but what this card is saying is, hey, wake up. You're still in the game, and you need to stay focused here. Like, you can't let all this energy just go, because it would be then that would you'd be out of the race. Then many a race is lost in the last lap, because this is someone who's highly favored to win. So if you want to step into the winner's circle, you need to stay in the game. That's what it's saying. And maybe this is talking about dating in general for you. This is talking about a major transition coming, like something that's, and it's about communication. So some sort of communication could have come in. And then we have this one here is about your emotional foundation. So it's a want to move on, like to move forward, to do something different because of something that happened in your romance, basically, is what this is saying with these cups. Something that happened in your romantic life, and it's changed your daily routine. Like, it was something that, it's really made a significant change in your life. Interesting. We'll see. Let's see what this is about. Okay, so this is the internal forces, so this is what you have control over. You can't control what other people do or say or whatever, but you can control how you respond or react to it. And so we're going to look, what are the external? Okay, so the external forces is someone wants to bring you a cup of love, or you're wanting to propose to someone. External forces, and this could be past, present, future. Maybe you proposed to someone and they turned you down, and that's why you're feeling so sad. But there's this energy. There was someone else there that shouldn't have been, and you wanted to be a couple, and then found out, hey, there's someone else in this relationship here. So that's the energy that I'm picking up. So the external forces we have. Okay, now we have, I feel like now we're moving kind of into the energy of the other person that this is about, because this is external forces, and this is talking about someone else who, okay, you see, look at this. This is talking, and like, this is masculine energy and this is feminine energy. And this is talking about someone who felt that they had reached whatever they could in this relationship, or where they're at in their life right now with this. And they had the globe in their hand, and they're like a big fish in a little pond, and they wanted to date other people, saying, I'm not ready to settle down. So maybe you proposed to someone and they turned you down. That's the energy I'm picking up now, because this is someone who's also standing on the shore, and they've decided, and this is feminine energy, and this is masculine. They've decided, I want to move on to a distant shore. I've explored this as much as I can, and I'm ready to make a change. I want to go to the other shore, but it's like not with you. That's basically the energy. That's the energy I'm picking up. This can also be like, because the knight in shining armor comes in, and the knight is, like who you read about in the romance novels, in the movies. He's well dressed, well put together, and a classy person coming in with a solid offer, saying, I would like, this is representing usually a proposal of marriage or some form of commitment. And we have 2 horses here now, and we are moving in to on the 17th of February, we're moving into the year of the fiery horse. So the fiery horse energy is talking about, it's very kind of high-spirited, very kind of on the wild side. It's like going for a ride on a horse. It's very free-spirited. And in a romantic level, it says there's a lot of passion and a lot of heart there. Horses are all about heart. The energy with this is, the danger of the energy with the fire horse is getting into a position where you do impulsive things. It's like when a horse takes off, and it starts running, it gets spooked and it goes for a run, and you can't control it. And all you can do is hang on for dear life and hope that you don't get really hurt. I feel like that's the energy that you feel that you're in. Because this cup, this last 10th cup, if they accept the cup, then you would have everything you always wished for. But I feel like there was like someone turned you down when you put that offer in. And so the fire horse energy makes people want to make really impulsive decisions. So maybe you popped the question a little bit too early, kind of energy. And or things were something happened in the relationship and you thought, well, if I ask them to marry me, then maybe they'll stay. But it didn't work. It's that kind of energy. And then we have having to have patience. So being really patient. This is talking about being on your divine path and having patience to be on it. Now, this generally will represent romantic love for sure. So I feel like it does have something to do with romantic love, but it also has to do with your divine path. So this could have been someone that you were working with, that you were like really, or even like you might already have children with this person. You might have a lot of history with this person, that kind of energy. So let's just keep going here. So because this represents having the devotion and the patience to stay on your path regardless of what's going on around you. You see the sun in the background here representing staying on your path. One foot's in the universal waters, which is like what you came here on earth to do, and the other one is planted on the earth, which is about grounding yourself and being able to continue to get what you want. That's this staying in the game energy. So let's see some more here. Okay, so we have this energy coming in. Okay. So this is talking about becoming a master of your skill set. So like people are starting to notice, wow, this person really knows what they're doing when it comes to whatever you do. So this could be about more what you do. Because now when I look at, normally it's this, there could have been some sort of energy here that you were in a position to get everything you wanted, and then you found out that your partner was working for the other side kind of energy. Oh, like there was something, because this card, what this card represents is you're on a bench here, you're in an elevated position. This is a stonemason. This is someone who's a sculptor. This is a special skill set for sure. And look at the beautiful work that you're doing. And these people approach you and they say, hey, would you like to come and work with us? Like, we really admire what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. But then it turns out that they had ulterior motives because all they wanted to do was steal your work and take credit for it. It's that kind of energy. And so you're on your destined path, and it's something that you love, and everything was going the way you thought it should. And perhaps this was someone that you met that you thought, this is my soulmate. This is who I need to be with. And then I will have, like, I'll be on my path and we can do it together. But there was something hidden from you in this. And it's talking, because this card represents a lot of times secret society energy, because it's a mason, stonemason. It's not picking just on the masons here. It's about groups that have ulterior motives, like anyone. And that's that full moon energy I'm talking about. It's where you want to express yourself as an individual and what you're doing, and you've mastered your skill set. So the good news is everybody's recognizing that, but they're wanting to use it for themselves, not to raise you up. And you may have thought that, oh, this is such a good opportunity. And they came towards you as, like, could be someone that you thought, this could even be, like, this could be my soulmate. We could work together and this could be amazing. And it's also showing that there could have been, this could have been international, because this energy here, like, we've got water, like a lot of water here. And here, separating the two shores. Okay, so I feel like you met someone possibly, and you thought they were going to bring all these opportunities to you, and it was something you've always wished for, like to work with someone that you were really close to in a romantic relationship, and have like also do the work that you do, because your work is specialized in some way. And that energy, but then you found out the hard way, it looks like, that there was like a cup of poison in this. So basically, they possibly just pretended that they were single and that this is what they wanted, and they actually had another partner, and they wanted to work with you so they could learn how you do what you do, so that they could do it with someone else other than you. That's the energy I'm feeling. Okay, this is an interesting energy because it's we have the Empress coming in here. And so the Empress generally is someone, like, she has all the qualities of 4 queens rolled into one person. And this is energy that's ruled by Venus. So it's Venus is about love. So this represents someone that you really thought was going to be the love of your life, okay? And it's generally, that energy is generally like pentacle energy as well. So it's, it could be someone younger than you that was also in a pentacle energy. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, and you're Capricorn. So Capricorn is the most respected or respectable, mature person, characterization of the element of the pentacle, and the most responsible usually, because you have all this life experience, and you may have found someone else that was in this pentacle energy. And generally, like, the Empress is ruled by Venus, very similar to Taurus energy, but on a they learned a lot from you is basically what I'm saying. And once they learned what they knew, they were pregnant with possibility. Now their energy was elevated because you taught them everything you knew, because you thought you were going to be together with them. And now they're saying, see ya. It's been a slice. I've learned everything I can from you. I don't really feel the same way as I used to about you. This isn't what I want. I'm away. I'm off. I'm going to take everything that I learned here, and I want to do it by myself. Because this represents someone that's pregnant with possibility. This can also represent someone like, this could be someone that, you know, we're talking about 9 cups here. So this could be like 9 years of energy, because when we left on okay, this is coming to me now. Because it wasn't making sense to me. I couldn't understand it, but now I do. It's kind of talking about someone that has learned everything. They feel like they've gotten everything they want out of this relationship. But in 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. So that's the 9 cycle. It's come to an end on when we moved into 2026, which was 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, boils down to 1. That's a new beginning. But we weren't just moving into a new year. We were ending a 10-year cycle, basically, and moving into a new one, a new decade of energy. And a lot of people really felt it. It was really clear. All of the AI stuff coming out, and like a lot of fake energy actually coming out. A lot of, you know, like, is that real or is that not real kind of energy? That's what the energy is shining a light on right now with this full moon. And because what would benefit you is think back. What was going on in your life 10 years ago, right around the cusp of 2025 moving into 2026, that first year of January in 2016? What was happening in your life at that time? Because that could give you a big, because this is like a decade of energy, putting like a decade of your life into something. And this could represent a relationship where you had asked them to marry you, and you might be married to this person, and now they want to leave the relationship. And you're starting to realize they sucked everything out of you that they could, and now they are going to take that energy and move on and do it with someone else. That's the energy we have here. Wow. Yeah. Sometimes if you look back at the past, you can really see, okay, what was going on there? Who were you with? What were you doing? How were they behaving at that time? That kind of energy. Look at this. Because this is like soulmate energy. This is someone, either you thought this was your soulmate or they already had a soulmate and they just weren't telling you. That kind of energy. And you'd say, well, who? Like, they may not have even realized fully themselves at the time. You know, they might have, at first they might have oh yeah, this is how it is. We're soulmates. And then they realize, no, I'm ready to move on kind of energy. And I know who I really want to be with. And now we want to do together what you did. This feels like karma coming out. Like, it really does. It feels like this is karmic energy. This is kind of like, almost like Groundhog Day. It's like 10, if you think back 10 years ago to what was happening, what were the two of you doing together? How were you behaving? Like, what was really going on there? And whatever you were doing, she's now repeating it, or he's now repeating it. And it's like being played out on you and her. Like, it's like that kind of energy. Wow. Okay, so we have the Hierophants coming in. And so the Hierophant is talking about traditional structure. I feel that this is someone you married, for sure, because this energy, the Hierophant is, like someone that is able to, he's in traditional structure on a religious side and also on the physical, someone in law, in court of law. So this is someone that could be a judge, like in religion, if you're religious people, or spiritual, if you believe that religion is part of spirituality, like belonging to a group of some kind. And that's the energy of, no, you have to stay with them, even though it's not what you want, or you have to let them go because it's better for the group. And you're saying, no, like, this isn't right, because this is something that I've poured almost a decade of energy into. And you might even have children with this person, because this Empress energy is pregnant with, not just with possibilities, but this could actually be someone who's pregnant. Interesting energy. I've never seen the cards played out quite like this before, but I just feel like this definitely is talking, like, because this is in your spiritual position, and the Hierophant is actually coming in with a blessing here. So it may be a blessing that you are not with this person anymore, whether it feels like it or not at this time. There's a lot of energy coming in more from the spiritual side than from the physical in this energy. This energy here is talking about your commitment in marriage and partnership. And it's like someone who wants to move on. They feel like they've everything they have to learn here. They're a big fish in a little pond. They don't feel like there's anything more for them in this relationship. And then this is about death of it. Like, this is a major transition. And this is something they've been waiting for. This is the external forces energy. And this is higher learning, travel, etc. They may belong to some sort of group that you didn't even know that they belong to. And there's a lot of secret societies there that, if you know, they have their own rituals, they have their own promises that they've made, and those override everything. So that, and sometimes those are passed down from generation to generation. So that's why this card here is representing, be very careful who you do business with, because if it's not in alignment with your destiny, then it's not going to work out the way you think it's going to. And they're going to expect you to do what's best for the group, and they don't really care how you feel about yourself. And then we have this energy of career, reputation, etc. And it's like this person is in an elevated position now. Like, look at, they're up on the bench. These people are, you know, this person's on the bench, but they're not that tall unless they're elevated on this bench, right? Like, look at the difference in height here. So this is someone, this energy is talking about someone whose position was highly elevated, and they're someone higher up in this society. And also you maybe empowered them to, the reason they came to you is because you empowered them to master their skill set. And this is now they've reached everything they can. This is the qualities of all four queens rolled into one. But this energy was kind of like just sitting there and absorbing all of this in and taking all the energy. And now this is someone that I feel that they're moving on with someone else to do it with someone else. This is new blessings, friendships, humanity. And they have someone else that they're going to do this with, and they want to leave you behind. And you're in this energy here. It's talking about secrets coming out and endings to relationships. And on a spiritual nature, this is also talking about karma. This is like a major karmic event, basically, for you, for her, for whatever happened here. Whatever was happening in 2015 and 2016 in January, that's coming back now. Whatever was going on at that time, I feel like, bang, it's here. And there's a bunch of karma being distributed by the Hierophant. This is sitting in a spiritual, this is really a different reading. Let's see what else is going on here. So we have, I couldn't figure it out because it just seems like there's not any like real love here, really. Like, it's, you know, until here, the offer of marriage, but then it's all wanting to move on, regret, transition, something you wish for that didn't happen, opportunities, but they didn't get taken, and you were weak to the opportunities. But for this person, she or he, because remember, these are archetypes. So the Empress can be a male in this feminine energy. And that's the only, like, this is the other thing that I'm noticing about this. Out of all the figures here, who is it about? This person. It was never about you. Never. It was all, like, this was This is someone that really, you know, is focused on themselves. Let's put it to you that way. Very focused on themselves. They want, they want, they want. That's the energy. Really interesting energy. So if you're enjoying this, I don't know if you are, but like if you're getting some value out of it and it's explaining something to you, please do give it a like and a comment, because it does help me build my channel. Wow. This is like really in your face karma energy, man. Wow. And karma, a lot of people, they think, oh, karma is actually when you know, it's like punishment. No, it's cause and effect from your actions. And a lot of people, this is showing up all in the news. You can look at it in the news. It's in social media. A lot of people are making big changes right now, and it's because their karma is catching up with them. That's the energy. And quite often things happen in cycles. 2025 and moving into 2026 represented ending a 10-year cycle, a decade of energy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is like, I've never, I'm just like, it's coming to me now. So I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. So this is TAILS. I have a website, and I have 64 paintings that I started in 2007. I completed them all in 2020. I had them out at my seminars for several years, and you know, at psychic fairs, but I didn't have the entire thing done. So when the mandates hit me in 2020, I had the time to finish it, actually, to finish the paintings. Really big paintings. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And I had a lot of fun with it. I'm an artist, so it was a lot like just the information for each painting would just flow. So I'm working right now on bringing the deck out, and I'm writing up the information for it. And so I'm just gathering information online here with my channel. And I really do appreciate your time and energy in that. I will put in the description box below the cards here. The numbers on the cards represent how they are listed in my gallery. And let's see what's going on. I'm still tuning in, and I'm waiting for my cards to... My cards are very jumpy. Oh, there we go. So these are the cards that wanted to come out regarding this. There's 3 of them. So, okay, so this is talking about the karmic space of ego. And so what appeared to be destiny was really like a bat out of hell. I don't know what your association with bats is, but this is talking about keep your ego in check. Because this energy is saying that what you thought was your destined path was actually someone else's destined path. And then we have scotoma. There was definitely a blind spot in this. This is something that everybody else can see, but you can't. Something you can see, but nobody else can see. And sometimes something everybody can see, and then something nobody can see, kind of energy. So there was some sort of blind spot that you had regarding this person that, and people may have told you, hey, this person is clearly, this person has issues and you need to look at them. And you were like, no, 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 I'm in love. Like, this is perfect. This is my soulmate kind of energy. And then we have anger. That's another karmic space. So this is like, it's like anger is the gift that keeps on giving. Because if you're raised by angry people, then you tend to pass that anger down to your children. And then they pass it down to their children. So it's kind of like anger is a great way to be motivated. But at the same time, it's also it's an energy that is very destructive. And eventually it catches up with everyone. And this is saying like an air trigger temper. So there is something to do with generational wealth here. And look at this. We do not have one pentacle here. There's not one pentacle. Look at that. This was not about material. This is all about spiritual. Somebody wanted what you have on a spiritual level. And they took it. And it's kind of like you went along with it because you thought they were your soulmate. That kind of energy. And then we have Virgo energy coming in. So this is talking about a young adult energy. This is like when you get the degree, when you get the certificate and you're ready to go kind of energy. So this is about, analytical critique from is really a good thing. It can really move you far, but it also can turn into anal criticism. And so that's the kind of energy that we're in. And there's some sort of Mercury is for communication. So there was something about the communication that was not quite clear, clearly. But it wasn't clear clearly. But the energy, that's the scotoma. It was clear. It was clear to everybody else, but it wasn't clear to you at the time. So this energy is, you thought this was something that you had always wished for, and it was actually not. It may have even been the opposite, actually. So when we are looking at the energy here, and these cards come out, I just want to make it clear that I'm not talking about, oh, a Virgo did it, or that kind of energy. This is saying that we all have each of the signs in us somewhere, and the planets that rule them. And so this is talking about more the stage of life that someone's at. And the stage of life for the Virgo energy is someone who's graduated, like it's that energy and that kind of age feeling, like someone who has they're wanting to graduate, or they're going to university and they finally do, they've got the paper, they've got the degree, that kind of energy. And and Virgo energy is also very clean and lined up, and they're very analytical, but they can become very, the analytical critique can turn into anal criticism, both of themselves and others around them. It's a fine line, and that's the energy that it's saying. Be very careful of your communication around that. We have someone who is looking for a father figure. So this could represent someone that, maybe didn't feel like they had that growing up. And so they were looking for someone that, so this could represent someone that was younger than you, might like by a generation. It feels like, it's that kind of energy. And that they were actually looking to heal from their father issues. So it's not even someone, I'm not describing someone that is vindictive. It's someone who's trying to heal from their father issues. And so they're playing it out in their relationships with other people. And that's the energy coming in. So this is the other card that came out, is the adolescent energy. So really kind of being stuck. Cancer energy is like, think about young girls that are starting their cycle and they're still not a mature adult yet. They're still, in this phase. They're not ready for marriage yet. They're not ready for commitment because they're still trying to figure out their father issues. And it's kind of the Cancer energy is like, Cancer energy, they love their home so much, and they love that they actually are in, they carry their home on their back, the shell. And that's the energy, someone who wants to stay home more, is more introverted actually, and not as outgoing as, as maybe other people. And this is also ruling the moon. So this is someone who's very highly emotional. They feel energy a lot, and they can become either engaged in life, or they can get really pulled down by that energy and become entrenched in their emotions. And so this energy is talking about the moon cycle again coming up. Like, pay attention to that, because it may empower you to like really release whatever this is, if you have an understanding now of what was really going on. This energy is, it's not so much vindictive as it is really immature and very selfish, like a toddler energy. This is like, Cancer is adolescent, Virgo is young. Let's see what else comes up here. We have a Tower. So the Tower is sitting right on this regret here. And it's, in my oracle, it represents divorce. But the worst divorce is from Source, when you go off your destined path. Like, if you go off your destined path, you could be on it for a decade like that. That's that energy of that fire horse energy I was talking about on the 17th, that's coming in. And we're leaving the year of the snake, and the snake sheds its skin. And then now we're moving into this fire horse energy. These are totally different energies. the fire horse energy. Like if you've ever ridden a horse, the way, or if you haven't, the way that you control a horse is the bit in its mouth. The corners of its mouth are very sensitive, and so it just needs a little touch on the rein, and it knows which direction to go because that's how it's been trained. But if it gets spooked or something, or it gets like in a bad mood, and it's one of those like fiery horses, and it gets that bit in its mouth and clumps its teeth down on it, you will not be able to control that horse. Horses are big animals, and it could take you for a ride of your life. And you could, like, the thing is if like you've ever jogged or run, to let steam off, like you could be really angry, and then you go for a run, and halfway through the run, you're like, oh, all the positive endorphins are kicking in, and you're feeling like, oh, I can let go of this anger, and I can think clearly now, and I'm, in that place. And you come back home and you're in a good mood, and I don't even know what I was so angry about, and it diffuses a situation. Whereas if you're on a horse and it gets the bit and you're hanging on, like this is really dangerous, because the horse is just running where it wants to go. You don't have any control over it, and all you can really do is hang on for dear life. And it's very impulsive behavior. Like it's like, and it's like to even get on that horse. That horse was like someone, like I'm picturing like an Arabian horse. Arabian horses are beautiful animals, and they're very elegant. They're a little, they're very detailed, but they're very fiery. And when they like have a thought in their head, they just run, and they can run for miles and miles. So you could be running in the wrong direction with someone for a decade and not even realize it. That's that horse energy. Really, really interesting, because the horses are coming in here. And then we have a foolhardy. So you were anticipating the journey. You thought about this, like it was something that you planned to do with this person. And yet you thought you anticipated really, really good things coming out of it. But there's something about the ego here. And then we have, what are the external forces? We have Scorpio energy. So, this was this is an energy, this is the sexual gladiator of the horoscope. Scorpio energy, this is that being on stage and leaking your, sacral energy. And so someone that, this is like more of a very lustful like energy, like really, really wanting to go after through that kind of, it's manifesting in that way, like using your sexuality to manifest. And this is talking like, this is being either elevating or conquering, because that energy, like if two people unite, what's the most beautiful gift that you can be given is a child. And that's how what better than that can you manifest? But if that energy is being used in other ways, it can go a little bit, it's more of an ego trip kind of energy. And then we have here the Leo energy coming out, and that's this moon that we're talking about here. It's about doing what's best for yourself as opposed to doing what's best for the group kind of energy. That's the moon that we're in right now. And this is about staying, like Leo is ruled by the sun, and this is talking about someone who's very charismatic. And this is in transition. So it's kind of talking about really being a leader or not being a leader, that kind of energy. Leading with your ego and your sexuality, or leading with your integrity, basically. We have superstar. So in 26, the harmony is coming in, because this energy is going to be resolved. And one way or another, this energy coming in with the tower, there's been some sort of reality check. Something has happened where this is all being come to light, and it's causing a lot of regret here, a lot of spilt milk energy kind of. And so let's just, like when a reality check comes in like this, it hits hard, but as you go through it, it's actually putting you back on your destined path. And then we have what were your intentions? So the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and this person had intention to elevate themselves. This is someone who really had this planned. This is someone who really, they were looking to elevate their position and learn everything they could. And they, on some level, let's see what this is about here. Aries energy, just really like a baby, someone who just wanted their needs met, basically. Really interesting. So this is the difference between being yourself or just doing. This is someone, this is almost someone that should become an actress. Because if you can, like the intent, like you can have really good intentions. It's not even someone that is consciously being vindictive, but it's someone who's very narcissistic, for sure. That kind of energy. It's kind of like, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can have good intentions, and you may notice that they don't turn out the way you intended. That's kind of life. That's what we call life. And then we have deception. So there was deception here, and it was sexual deception of some kind. I feel like maybe the energy here, the spilt milk, is finding out that this person has been with someone else, and they've been even like feeding the information you taught them to this other person to elevate them. Just like you were elevating them, they were elevating who they thought was their real soulmate. Really karmic. Like just cause and effect. Bang, 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 bang. I don't even know what to really say. This isn't the most pleasant reading in the world, but it is a really good lesson in spirituality. And a lot of this, could just not have been intentional. Is that the scary part? Like this, some of it was, for sure. I mean, were you clear on your intentions in this relationship? Were you clear on the purpose why you were together? That kind of energy. Because this, there's not one pentacle in here, and you're a pentacle. Like you are in charge of the pentacles. The only pentacle energy is this right here. That's it. There's no pentacles for you here. Like it's, I don't know. It was like a spiritual adventure. So you probably have learned an awful lot about this. And when I say an awful lot, I mean it probably wasn't that pleasant in many ways. Parts of it were. But, well, we'll see what happens. I do hope that this has brought benefit to you. Please give it a like and comment. I've never really done a reading like this where the person, like the element doesn't even show up except for in someone else, not in your own energy here. So it's kind of it's something different for me. I'm going to think on this a little bit here, and maybe I'll have more clarity from it. But in any case, this is just one reading. I'm going to do another one, and that will be actually a bonus for Valentine's Day. So we'll see then what comes up for you, Scorpio. So, or not Scorpio, I mean Capricorn. But this is like, I'm looking at this energy here. There's something to do with that, about what this was based on. Yeah. Anyway, bye for now, and we will see you next reading.